joined by one of my favorite teachers. He's half the reason I'm where I am today, so thanks for that. You might see him around Souderton Area High School, or maybe on your TV for the classroom, or maybe co-hosting with Kelly. He's all over the place. Thank you for joining.
I'm so pumped to be here. Are you kidding me? I'm glad you didn't say doing the dishes, because you're not going to catch me doing the dishes.
Ooh, all right.
Even though it's a never-ending cycle right now with quarantine.
All right, good to know. Well, speaking of quarantine, what's it been like, especially as a TV teacher? Like, how have you guys been able to deal with that and still be able to teach your students?
Yeah, no, good question. First, it's good to see as a teacher a student reaching back out and be like, yo, Curtis, I got a podcast. You want to come on it? And I'm like, you couldn't get anybody better, but yes, I'll be there for you. So I'm pumped that I was able to come on. You're doing great things, and I'm super, super proud of you.
Thank you.
Rocking and rolling in LA. So that's pretty kick butt. I tell my students about you now, but life's changed big time with how things are going in the classroom. I'm now virtually teaching. Like the kids have to come to my class virtually every single day. But it sucks. I'm answering the same question 5,000 times a day. Like, oh my, it's driving me crazy. It's like, Curtis, can I do this? Yeah, sure can. And then I just get to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm recording all of my questions, Skype calls, and I just put them back into the mix and just say, watch this. It does. Honestly, I've never taught so hard. Like, this is extremely difficult. And I'm a tech guy, right? God forbid, like, think about, like the social studies teacher that's taught from a textbook the last 50 years, right? And they're the year before retiring. You think they want to worry about Schoology or how to put an assignment? Like, they don't care. Like it drives them bananas at this point.
I can't even imagine, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, especially as TV, like, are they still like going out in the field and doing stuff, or like how does that correlate? I mean, we used to put on shows every single week.
Yeah. I know, Christy, I'm like nervous though, because with all this downtime, what's going to happen in my favorite seasons? Like, what's going to happen next season of Tiger King 2? Who's recording that right now? I don't think anybody's recording it. So, like, what are we going to do? We're going to be back to reruns. I'm going to be keeping up with the Kardashians nonstop. There's 1 billion episodes of that. But yeah, I mean, as far as TV goes, like, I mean, we're still recording. So my show airs every night at 6:30 p.m. And we're in reruns that have been for the past 3 weeks, I want to say already.
Really? Yeah.
So we're trying to do like live stuff. So I'm recording. Oh my God. What do they say? Don't work with animals or your kids because both are the worst things in the world. I can attest to that it is actually terrible. Filming with my kids, it doesn't get any worse because they'll tell me to bug off. They'll be like, Dad, I'm not doing this. We're like, you're going to do it with a smile on your face.
You're like, oh, you are doing it and you're doing it now.
And then it's like this. They're like the fakest and most intense smiles you've ever seen. But we're trying to do like homeschooling activities, like how people, because homeschooling sucks. You're your own kids. I love teaching. Teaching my kids at a desk is the worst.
Different story.
So we're trying to give parents like an idea of things they can do, and that's how we're trying to keep our show relevant, even though it's pretty difficult.
Dang, that's crazy. But cool. I mean, that experience alone, I mean, did you ever think that you'd have your own TV show one day? Like, how crazy is that?
No, I don't. It is nuts. I mean, look, I give every single thing that's happened for me. I take it back to two things. One is obviously my wife, who forced me into this whole situation. You know, she called me. I remember that I told you this story where she calls me on the school telephone like, you're not going to believe this. I'm thinking like somebody died. I'm like, oh no, like, how's my mom? Is she okay? And she's like, Kelly Ripa needs a co-host. All right. I'm in the middle of a lesson, Lindsay, this PowerPoint. I got 30 kids staring at me like, what's going on? So obviously I give major kudos to her, but the other one is teaching. I mean, teaching has prepared. Now, granted, I walked into the teaching television production. So I've had 8 years before I even got into all this.
Yeah.
Of going through it with you guys, kind of being like, hey, let's learn this stuff.
Yeah, I remember baby Curtis coming in. I was sitting next to Mr. Glatz, and I was like, I love Glatz. I can't have a replacement. What am I supposed to do?
I know. Christy, I kept my beard on for you so you could see that I've actually hit puberty. When I was your teacher, I was like an 18-year-old punk kid, be like, listen to me, please. No,
so young. I'm like, do I have to really listen to this guy? Does he know what he's talking about?
If I was in your shoes, I would have been like, dude, whatever, man. You suck. Come on.
I kind of
So I was like trying to be everyone's best friend. I'd be like, you guys want cookies? I made cookies today for class.
You were pretty cool, I guess. I mean, to have like, you have to, we were putting on shows as high school students like every week. Like, you have to have a cool teacher that you can relate to and work with, or else it would just be a complete disaster.
Well, my room is a safe place for kids to call me dumb. You know what I mean? They're like, Curtis, that's the worst idea ever. What are you thinking?
Guilty.
And you need that because television's collaborative. You know, you need the producers, you need the writers, you need the camera people to tell you when ideas aren't working. So I think the television studio, and that's why I feel like I've done pretty well in the TV realm here so far, is because it's so similar to the into my classroom where you do it yourself. You know, if you don't put any effort into it, look at you making this podcast right now, right? Like if you don't put any effort into your own thing, no one else is going to. Right. It's your drive. You want to do it, you drive and drive the boat. Like I look at these classroom things that I'm doing with the homeschooling. Yeah, work with my family is awful, but you know, no one else is going to do it for me to keep this show relevant. I have to do it myself.
Exactly.
And I'm fine writing it. So like today, right before I got on the call, I'm trying to like come up with cool ideas to do for today's filming. Not a lot came to me, but that's why I was like, I got to jump on a call. Hopefully this gets the juices flowing for me.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Well, yeah, I mean, you have your own show now. So let's go back to that moment. You submitted that video for co-hosting with Kelly, the competition. I remember it very well. I was so excited.
Yeah, it was cool.
So like getting on the stage there before you even won, like what was it like just being on the stage there and kind of just doing your own thing? I mean, you were doing the juju or whatever, that dance. Wait, your top 5. How does it feel?
Amazing. $1 million bucks.
You're going to co-host with Kelly, hopefully.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. It's like that game. It's like that game on The Price is Right, the yodeler game where he goes up the side of the mountain, right? So here I am building up. I'm like, holy crap, I'm going further in this competition, right? And then like a minute before they're like, hey, you won, and here comes, you got to go on national TV, and then the yodeler falls off the mountain, and you're like, no! And it hit me. I'm like, holy crap, I got to do this thing now? So it was funny. It kind of all hit me at once. Kelly kind of smacked me. She's like, just get it together. I was like, okay, I got it together.
You're like, sure, yeah, it's that simple, absolutely. And then didn't you do it for like a whole week?
Yeah, I ended up, I did, I was doing the segments for the week, but then I ended up doing 7 episodes, full episodes where they kept bringing me back. And then that's where things really hit for me. I mean, I've never known what it meant when someone says, oh, well, when you're hot, you're hot. Because when you're hot, everybody wants you, right? Like, it's just, Christi, I could have called bingo for the next 16 years of my life and been fine. I had every person reaching out, offering me this thing, that thing. You know, you do a ton of interviews. That's the worst experience in the world. Like doing cold calls with like producers and stuff. Like you go and they're like, what's up? And you're like, hey, what's up? And you're like, when I went out to LA, I met a bunch of people. And you're like, you sit down in a room and people just like judge you. Like, that's it. That's all it is, to see like, could this person do something here or do something there?
It's literally insane.
Yeah, and it's so intense. And like, if you don't, some people love that. I hated it. I was like, this is the most awful thing I've ever done in my life. What was cool is that I got all these experiences. You know, I went out to LA and I got to meet some really cool people. I went to New York City probably about 1 billion times, meeting everyone you can imagine, you know, from, you know, when you do that, the Kelly thing, no one knows who you are, like, or what you're capable of. So
I knew.
You're like, yeah, this is this guy's an idiot, goofball, like he's able to do anything. And then that's exactly what it was. So, you know, so they're offering me everything, like kind of like, hey, come read for this, come do this, come try for this. I mean, newscaster, weatherman, game show host, like every possible hosting thing, every possible anchor position, which I got to be honest, anchoring never was something that really interested me. Mine was, I really didn't know what interested me. So I was just taking everything because I'm like, you know what, maybe something will kind of spark an interest and be like, hey, this is cool. Like, wow, I didn't even think about it. What I liked about the Kelly situation was I loved the freedom to just go out and be me, because that was my classroom all over again.
Yep.
You know, I could stand up there and make the same stupid jokes that I make to teenagers. But this time I was making like housewives laugh. And then I was like, this is great. I love daytime television.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally get that. Like you have such a big personality and like people feed off of that. So to like just be sitting at a desk anchoring somewhere would not be
Drink
good for
coffee and
you.
relax, and you got someone equally as funny sitting next to you,
Yeah.
and then two writers with big cue cards behind the camera giving you funny and witty, exciting things to say. Oh, Gelman, I didn't think about that. Thank you for plastering that idea on a board for me. People don't realize that they have these like these very witty and comedic people behind
Yeah.
those cameras giving you some incredible things to say right off the top, you know? And I can specifically remember, it's crazy, thinking back, moments where I grabbed jokes that they would put on the board for me and they would kill, like it would crush. And you're like, you're so wrapped up in the moment.
Right.
And that's who I was closest to. That's who I like really gravitated to, like in the process, because they become like your breathing, like, you know what I mean? Secondhand, like, oh,
yeah,
I after the show ended, I'm going back. They're like, oh, that was a sick play by you. Like, I loved what you did. And they're like, nice grab. I love how you turned it into it. And you kind of build that relationship, you know? So cute. I was really lucky to kind of get to participate in like the top of the top, right? I mean, when you think of daytime television roles, I don't know if there's anyone more iconic. So like you got to see the inside of how it was done by the best of the best. And what's cool is, I'm not kidding you, Christy, if you came back and saw like how we're running Red Alert now, which is the high school show, it's night and day.
Really?
It's like, I mean, how much more professional it is. We're still, granted, off the wall with everything we do, but it's a legitimate role. These kids are actually, you know, punching up a script. They're actually being a floor producer. They're actually, you know, being a writer behind the scenes. Like, it is true to form, and that's what I'm so genuinely happy about, is this whole process. My teaching has gotten better. My kids have gotten every experience known to man. You know, they come down and they intern on my show. They're coming down and interning at ESPN when I'm doing those shows with Varsity. Like, these kids are genuinely lucky, but I'm lucky because I have a principal in a school who's like sees the good here, right?
Yep. Yeah, right. Yeah.
You got a TV guy who's a TV teacher? What other school can claim that? Nobody can claim that.
No,
so
exactly.
They're like, Sia, you go, you do your thing. And other teachers are like, that dude gets off again?
Does he do anything? I don't understand. Like, what?
Yo, are you even a real teacher?
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Also, people who like just hear about you and you're like, oh no, I teach at this high school. Saturday to be like, yeah, okay, sure, you teach at this high school. Yeah, like, right? No, I can attest he does. In fact.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it written in Latin, like, because it's really trendy in a tattoo, like, not a real teacher, right on my forearm.
Not a real teacher.
Everyone will be like, wow, what's that say? I'll be like, live, love, and laugh.
You're a teacher. No, we got to do some cool things. I was just looking at old photos when we went to San Antonio, and you were like, take my picture. I'm in Texas.
Dude, Christy, I forgot about San Antonio. Yeah, I took you across country.
That trip was so cool, though. One, I'd never been to Texas, but two, we got to do that whole convention thing. Like, we were out there, we were making stuff.
Do you know what's cool? And this is something I think every teacher tries to do, and some just lack the ability to do, is when you teach, like, it's so you can teach from a textbook and fire, but experiences are what people remember, right? Like, you say in San Antonio and remembering a stupid picture thing, I get to a light pole and be like, take my picture. I'm in San Antonio. But like, that's the excitement, right? Like, I try to push that same excitement for the kids that I do now with the TV. That's what people play off of. And you're absolutely right. That's kind of what the name of the game is.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's cool. Like I said, like, obviously to have you as a teacher, you don't really have to prove yourself. Like, you've already proven yourself, but you've taken those experiences, and now that you apply that to them, like, that's the coolest thing, though. That's high school, no less. Yeah. Like, that people in college aren't even getting that, and that's high school.
Yeah, I know. And that's what's cool, is these kids are getting real life experiences that they're putting onto their resumes. So one of my students was a finalist for the Park Scholarship at Ithaca.
Such a good school.
But they were like, what do you mean you interned down in Disney for ESPN? Like, what did you lie? And then the guy has a follow-up interview about that because they wanted the details.
Right. Give me the details.
For Ithaca, one of the best communication schools in the country, to see that for a high school kid, I know it pays off. And obviously I forward those emails directly to my principal.
Yeah.
They're like, look at this.
Okay.
They don't believe it.
I swear it's working, I promise.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So it's in the end of the day, like, and I tell Lindsay this all the time, you know, I don't take any of this for granted. You know, I have my own show in a major market in you know, in the top 5, you know, and it's in a primetime spot, and it's something I love to do. But if all this ended tomorrow, like, I still have teaching. Yeah. And I'm still doing what I love, you know.
Exactly.
Actually, my brother-in-law asked me this. We're having a few White Claws because that's what men do together
Of
now.
course.
You gather around
That's
and you get your favorite mango White Claw.
Mango's the worst flavor. No.
Are you nuts? Maybe out in LA because the mango's got to cross the country, and by the time they get to you, they're spoiled.
Everything tastes better in LA, first of all. Anyway,
Yeah. You're true. Yeah, that is true. So, like, okay, I'll get to that later. But he goes, "What do you miss most about, like?" Because I'm not hosting right now. I'm not doing any TV stuff, and I'm not teaching in the classroom. And he goes, "What do you miss the most?" And I was like, honestly, like, out of all the jobs that I miss being in the classroom with the kids. You know, I'm doing all this digital stuff where the kids are signing in every day and doing my assignments, and I feel like a robot.
Yeah.
Hey, kids, do this. And I'm still creating videos just like this, like, Happy Monday! You know what I mean? Like, still trying to pump them up, but you get nothing back.
No.
Usually no one laughs at my jokes, but when nobody can respond back, like, ha ha, it sucks. It sucks. It's the worst. So I do miss that. And that's what I think the quarantine thing, and you want to talk about who you feel bad for. These seniors, man, goodness gracious.
I couldn't even imagine. I literally cannot even put into my brain. Seniors in college and seniors in high school, I could not imagine. Like, that's just, you worked, whether it's college, high school, whatever, you worked so hard to do that. And now it's like, you feel like it's still appreciated, but they won't know that, I feel like, until they're a little bit older. Right now, it just feels like no one cares. Like, no one's doing anything. And it's,
I mean, you lost prom, you lost senior week, you lost graduation, putting on a robe. Every aspect of the best parts of being a senior.
I loved high school. I loved prom.
If you didn't like high school, you did it wrong.
Yeah. That's true. You're right. How can you not like high school? You see your friends every single day in the hallway. You pretty much get to, I mean, there's some classes you don't really want to take, but, like, other than that, I mean, you're pretty much having a blast. Like, if we get out of high school now, just walk around with all my friends and be like, oh, going to class for a bit. See you in a few. Like, come
Christy,
on.
your mom still makes you dinner.
Yeah.
She still does all your laundry.
That's what I'm saying. You're not paying for rent. Like,
no, you have that big-ass pool at your house, so I'm guessing you were sitting poolside.
Exactly. Sitting poolside. Mom's bringing me out grilled burgers. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I mean, you got your friends coming over. If you do high school right, you should absolutely miss it. So yeah, I do feel bad, but actually Satterton is taking kind of the upper road here, doing a drive-through graduation. So kids drive through in their cars.
Oh, awesome.
All the teachers will be there in like our robes and stuff. I'm going to DJ it, so we'll swing that through. Glatz will be there spinning the tunes as well.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah. And then so it'll be like a little party rolling through there. And then actually prom just got rescheduled for August.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. So they'll get a little bit of that graduation as well, which is great. They need that.
Oh, good. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done without prom, honestly. Wow. So fun. I want a prom now. Yeah, that stinks. I know, I feel bad for them, but that's so cool. That's so good on Satterton, like, to even try that. Like, randomly putting one in August, like, who would have thought? But they'll love that.
Smart idea, right?
Yeah, as long as everything, hopefully we're back and rolling by August. I'm scared.
So are you graduated 100%?
Me?
Like, are you like in master's school or anything?
No.
At this point, just keep the schooling continuing forever, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's fair. I know. I graduated 3 years ago to the day yesterday, actually, from college.
So you could basically be a doctor at this point.
I'm so... Call me Dr. Sergio.
And I'd be fine with that.
Oh my gosh, no. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do a little role reverse, or I'm gonna pretend to be you and ask you trivia questions, okay? Are you ready? There's only 5. They're really weird, random. Don't ask me why, I don't know.
So I don't want to brag right off the bat, but I will tell you this. I'm about to go 5 for 5, and I'm positive about that because I'm the best bar trivia man of all time.
Okay. Where is that? Is there someone that can back that up? Like,
No, it's just self-proclaimed.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what
you
you said I was about to do in a competition. I would have told you I'm the best at it, and I'm gonna get it.
Which is why we just say everything Curtis says.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm back in high school again. Oh, my teacher said that. It's fine. Who cares?
All right, let's do this thing. Come on now.
All right. 1. How many noses does a slug have? 1, 2, 4, or 6?
Yeah. Obviously, the correct answer is not 1. It is actually 4.
This is so funny. Okay, fine.
Wait, are you gonna tell me like?
It's right.
Yeah, thank you. Not tell me. Tell the people out there. I knew that it was right. You got to tell the people.
Okay, 2. How old was Mila Kunis when she auditioned for That 70s Show? 14, 16, 18, or 20?
That's another great question. She was 16 years old.
False.
What? She was 14?
14.
Wow, Mila.
She told them she was 18. But hey, she's now married to her then co-star. So like,
Are her and Ashton?
They have kids. They have children. They're married with children.
I didn't know if it was Ashton or Fez.
No. No, Fez is, I think, just got engaged to somebody else, actually.
Well, congratulations, Fez, if you're watching. We're so pumped for you.
Oh, yeah.
Wedding registry, just let us know where to send the Pottery Barn and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Pottery Barn, do people still do their registries there?
Yeah, that's the expensive place.
All right, fine. Okay, in what?
Clearly you're from LA and not dating that much because people in LA don't date. Is that true? I was gonna say because marriage is on the horizon.
For me?
Yeah, no?
I don't think, at this point, I'm like convinced I'm never gonna get married.
All right, I'll just buy you something nice from Pottery Barn anyway.
Yeah, send it to me. It'll make me feel good. LA, boys in LA like take like a 5-year extra span to mature. Like, it's very strange. I don't really know why or how that happens.
Interesting. So you'll have to come back for the East Coast.
Everyone thinks that LA is like its own world, which it is. Don't get me wrong. It is its own world. Yeah. But like, you could still be a semi-normal, chill, mature human, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, stay tuned for next episode of Christi's podcast where she takes you on her Tinder date.
Yeah. I'll do a bachelorette segment. I'll be the bachelorette. I'll have boys audition.
I'd watch that. So you got my vote.
All right, perfect. All right, number 3. In what year did the movie Along Came Polly come out? Please tell me you've seen that movie.
Yeah, it's with Ben Stiller.
Okay, good. Yeah, and Jennifer Aniston should be the first name that you say there, but it's fine.
That scene that when the basketball and his face rubs against the fat guys, oh my God.
The bathroom, see his irritable bowels.
It's still giving me chills right now. Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right, you want your multiple choice answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006.
I'm going to say that came out my junior year of high school. That would be 2004.
What the heck?
Big movie guy.
Okay, good. Wow, I should have asked you more. Oh, you should know the answer to this next one, though. Okay, number 4. Who defeated the Flyers in the 1985 Stanley Cup Finals? 1985.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Oh my God, I knew you would know. I put that in there for the sole fact of you, Mr.
Yeah, big. Listen, hold on, don't move. This is what I watched with my buddy the other day. This is a DVD box set of the Philadelphia Flyers 10 greatest games in history.
I can't. I knew
I've been watching that. I've been watching because it makes.
Of course, you've been watching that.
Yeah, so I invite like my brother-in-law over and we'll just pretend it's live.
That's what we'll watch reruns because my roommate works at the NFL and so we're both sports buffs. And we'll be watching like reruns of games on the TV and we're like, remember when we didn't know the outcome of this game? Like it was
actually was fun to watch. Christi, it's not, I'll say this, it's not nearly as fun as watching it live. But like at least it's something. You hear Jim Jackson, you hear Garrett Dornhofer. You know, just those voices make you feel like you're back to live stuff.
Yeah. No, I miss sports. Wow.
Especially with you and your job.
Yeah, my job and my sanity. Like, I need sports back. All right, number 5. Wait, do you know the song Wagon Wheel?
Yeah, by Darius Rucker.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you to finish the lyric, and you don't get multiple choice. Are you going to know it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. I made it down the coast in 17 hours.
Coming out here in North Carolina. Made it down the coast in 17 hours. Hitting my trucker with a truck. It's something about trucking.
No, it's not.
Everyone knows this is how you sing Wagon Wheel. Made it down the coast in 17 hours.
No, you're on
Hey, mama, rock you.
You're on the wrong part. It's picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers. You were at the wrong part.
All right, I'll tune in next time. I'll get that right. Shoot.
It's fine. We'll give you some credit. All right, you got 3 out of 5. Not terrible, but you did say you would get 5 out of 5. So.
Hey, that puts me in the Hall of Fame right now because I'm not sure how many of these questionnaires you've done so far with your guests, but 3 out of 5, it has to be your tops.
Yeah, it's not my top actually, but okay.
Who did better?
I think my brother and his fiance.
I'm DJing your brother's wedding, by the way.
Guess who will be there? Me. I will be there.
I would hope you'd make it to your brother's wedding.
In Philadelphia for this wedding.
Yeah.
I will get there.
Well, I'll be pumped. I was glad when he called me. I that's just another thing with the wedding game right now. It's like,
ugh, nothing. I know. Well, I feel like they're even playing toss up right now. Like, I'm scared all of a sudden they're gonna be like, nope, no weddings for the rest of 2020.
I know. My sister's supposed to get married in August, so we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, I know I said it earlier, but I'm super proud of you with everything you're doing. Keep it up. Keep grinding away.
Thank
You're
you.
doing you're doing awesome stuff, and you're making Souderton proud. So keep rocking and rolling.
You are too. You keep rocking. I get to brag that you're my high school teacher. So.
All right, that's the nicest thing I ever said. See, usually people are like, "Dude, that guy, yeah, he was my high school teacher."
It's kind of weird, but I mean, it's cool. He's my high school teacher, I guess.
I'll send you a link for some Red Alert stuff, and I'll put it on my
Please.
Instagram too. If any of your viewers want to watch, I'll put the Red Alert's latest episode, quarantine edition, on my Instagram at Mr. Rich Curtis, and they can go on there and check it out.
Yep. Shout out Red Alert. Thank you for joining me. It's been a blast.
Hey, thank you. I'm going to go let my kids out of the closet. I duct taped them and put them in there for a while.
Tell the family I said hi. Sorry I kept you.
No, this was awesome. Congrats. Keep rocking, and we'll see you guys later.
All right, bye. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel below and stay tuned for next episode.